Hey everyone, I got the lighting a little better. So I know you're supposed to drive with this light on, but it's like 1:30 a.m. There's not fucking any, literally I've driven past no one on the road so far yet. You're wondering why it's 1:30 a.m. It's because I saw Cocaine Bear at 11 p.m. This is my second time going to see it, so that probably already gives you a sign on what I thought about it, otherwise I probably wouldn't go. Or maybe I fucking hated this movie and I was like, well, I need to see it again to see if I really hate it. Maybe I didn't hate it that much, kind of thing, but I did just get out of Cocaine Bear again. I went with another friend to go check it out, and I just gotta say, I vibe with it. I vibe with it, okay? I like this movie probably way more than I should, because right now it's receiving good reviews. It's doing solid. It's like in the mixed genre. I would say more positive than negative, so it seems to say like people enjoy this movie. And that's fucking great that people enjoy it. I really enjoy it as well. It's interesting how it plays out. I don't want to get into spoilers, but at the same time, it's like the trailer lets you know what's going to happen. A bear does cocaine, and motherfuckers get killed, and it's very gory. I guess the trailer didn't really show the gore, because I think all the trailers for it are like pretty average. Like, they don't show a ton of blood and guts. This movie's pretty fucking gory. They don't show the kills fully in the trailer, probably to surprise you for that like shock value, the more fun audience reactions, you know. But it's pretty gory. So if you're not a gore hound or you can't handle blood and gore, even if you're thinking this movie like just seems like funny in the concept and it'll be a little violent, it's pretty violent. Like, I would say on a scale of like Terrifier 2 and like the bottom is like a fucking Marvel movie, this is around like a good 7. I would say this is around the violence of like a John Wick film. Like, it's pretty damn gory. But it might be more brutal because that's action-y and people think like guns and shit are like fun. Like, that's just kind of the average thing. This is like, you know, a bear consuming people. So I'm giving that as just a warning off the bat to the audiences who might not enjoy this. But if you're fine with it, it's really fun. If you're a gorehound and you love your blood and gore, the effects and the blood and the kills in this are really something. They're really well done. And I have to say, this is probably the best directed film that Elizabeth Banks has done. I think out of all three of her films, this has the best direction. I thought her Charlie's Angels film was just kind of a mess. It didn't look great. It wasn't really anything great. The story is very uneven. It just kind of felt put together at the time. It felt more like a studio film trying to be like this big yippee comedy action flick with 3 like new young women in leads, and it just didn't do anything well. I enjoy Pitch Perfect 2. I think Pitch Perfect 1 is vastly better, but I think Pitch Perfect 2 is fine. And that was, of course, her directorial debut, and she did alright with it. It's just like, it's very basic. There's nothing grand. It feels like the most simplistic you can to do just like a standard comedy that has some musical numbers in it, you know? I will say, however, this film is much more grand, elaborate, and better. This film, basically what it is we find out, and this is slightly based on a true story, a guy named Andrew Thornton did drop a bunch of cocaine out of a plane in 1985. It landed it mostly in a forest, and the bear consumed it, and it died 10 minutes later. The big real difference here is that there's a lot of just random subplots they throw in that didn't happen in real life, and that the bear can basically do as much cocaine as it wants. It's a cocaine addict, and the bear is a girl. And that is the big thing, is that this they make cocaine now seem like a big issue. It just like energizes you and you become addicted. That's like the two things that are really the focal point here that aren't really believable, but it's kind of like you say fuck it because you're there to see a bear do cocaine and kill people. It's not meant to be realistic, and it's obviously a way more elaborate thing than the actual cocaine bear in subject, the real one. So the true story element is like 10% true. Like, almost all of it's make-believe, and that's obviously to make a fun film. You can't just do like, hey, look, the bear ate cocaine, 10 minutes later it died at the end. That's the point. It is cool though. It's really cool what they do. They have 5 separate stories, or maybe it's 4. There's one with a park ranger and the wildlife inspection guy. There's one with another storyline is the one with this mom who's looking for her daughter, who snuck out of school with her friend to go paint this waterfall up on the mountain hill at this forest and like at this park, and she ends up getting lost, so the mom has to go find her. There's the drug dealer guys who work for our main drug dealer, played by Ray Liotta, and he sends his 2 guys out, played by O'Shea Jackson Jr., who's Ice Cube's son, who you've seen a lot of stuff, and he's really good. And he's really good in this. He's probably my like 2nd or 3rd favorite role of this giant ensemble. And Alden Ehrenreich, who you know is Solo in Star Wars Story, but he had a very effective comedic career before he jumped into Solo. So it's cool to see him go back for like this like weird comedic role of a guy who just like lost his girlfriend, or I guess his wife, and he's just like coping with that, so he's just super depressed the whole movie. Like, it's pretty funny what they do with that. So we have the park ranger, we have the mom, and we have the drug dealers, and we have a cop played by Isaiah Whitlock Jr., who's just there to go investigate everything. And there's other extra characters who come in and out of the film, but those are our 4 main like stories and subplots, and they all interconnect. The big thing is that they will tie in together at the end, mixed with this lots of carnage and blood, and they do a good job at it. I think the stories juggle well. There's a few times where the film slows down. I'd say like the first like 50 minutes is perfect. It is a great little horror comedy about a bear doing cocaine, and there's a lot of funny jokes, and it's very well paced. Then there's like this like 20-minute period where it kind of slows down. It's not super funny. There's not really much going on. It can feel a little tired. And then there's like the last 10 minutes that are just like, yeah, this is cool and satisfying. I'm glad that we have this ending. And then it ends. It's just a fun time, and it's really entertaining. The jokes do land for me a lot of the time, and I think Elizabeth Banks might have found her suiting. I think she should do really dumb, fucked up, big studio horror comedies. Like, this year we had Megan, which was PG-13 but would have been R-rated, and the uncut version came out, and I thought it was like a teeny bit slight improvement, just that we have more gore, more language. I think it kind of just suits that movie better to have that vibe. And we have Strays coming out. If you haven't seen the trailer for Strays, it might play in front of this movie. And if you haven't seen the trailer for Strays, it's another Universal R-rated comedy like this one, and it's like a talking dog movie. Imagine like Marmaduke or the Air Buddies movies, but like, you know, heavily R-rated, so it's just super inappropriate. Like Good Boys meets Marmaduke is what I would say. And it's like, it's cool we're getting more of that style. Universal's putting out movies this year that are kind of like they're pushing the limits, but they're entertaining people, and people actually want to see them. And while Cocaine Bear could be taken directly as a meme, I think it's a better movie than just that. I thought it was really fun, and it's a great time out at the theater. I enjoyed it. Hell, I'd say like shit, I can go watch this over Ant-Man any day. I think this is like stupid, but it's good stupid, where Ant-Man is just like stupid because it's a goddamn mess stupid. So yeah, if Cocaine Bear, the trailers have interested you, like, then yeah, that's the tone you're getting. Just expect that the whole movie, and you're gonna like it. And I think you'll enjoy the subplots and the characters. There was no characters or subplots that I was really bored with. Probably the most fun ones to jump to were Margot Martindale as this park ranger and the wildlife inspector played by Jesse Tyler Ferguson. I enjoyed their elements a lot, and I also enjoyed the drug dealer stuff quite a bit. And those are probably the 2 that I would say that I got the most entertainment from. Overall, I loved Cocaine Bear. It worked for me. It made me want to do cocaine. I'm kidding. I didn't say that. No, don't demonetize the video. Even though I don't make money on it anyway. Yeah, Cocaine Bear, 8 out of 10. I had a great time watching it. And I think if it looks good to you, or maybe you just want a fun time out with your friends, this is a great movie with a crowd and with like a bunch of friends. That's how I would honestly recommend it. Ironic that I say that, and like the next person I know I'm seeing this with, I think is my mom. So yeah, I'm taking her to see it. I hope I've warned her that it is really gory, but I think she'll have a good time. Other than that, she might think it's just stupid and hate it, but I'm really hoping she just has a fun time, because it is just dumb fun, and it's what I like. So yeah, Cocaine Bear. See it in theaters. It is very fun. Okay, that's it. Bye. Bye.